Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
You have different numbers in the Excel right now, the TV is on we're not getting any direction. Funny shit. Yeah, it's probably right.
Dude, I got found. This is like a check. Shot! It is. I gotta get it.
Nope. Yep. No, I'm perfect.
We're 2 minutes out.
I will.
chance of hearing this with all the background noise today.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Craig Browning, and I'm the External Affairs Officer assigned to this event. Appreciate you joining the Interagency Joint Press Conference, where we'll get remarks from local, state, and federal officials regarding the train derailment in East Palestine. Speaking today will be Federal Railroad Administrator Amit Bose, the Region 5 U.S. EPA Administrator Deborah Shore, CDC ATSDR Crew Lead Jill Shugart, Region 5 Administrator Thomas Sivak, and finally Governor Mike DeWine and First Lady Fran DeWine. Available for questions, we'll have Andy Wilson, the Ohio Department of Public Safety Director, Dr. Bruce Vanderhoff, who is the Ohio Department of Health Director, and Vogel, Ohio EPA Director, East Palestine Mayor Trent Conaway, and East Palestine Fire Chief Trent Drabick. After remarks, we will open it up for questions. I ask that you state your name and your affiliation. And with that, I'll turn it over.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Governor DeWine and the First Lady, for joining us this afternoon. I want to thank the residents of East Palestine for having us here. We are here to serve you and ensure that we are doing everything in our power to make freight rail safer for your community and communities like yours across the country. I am grateful to the FEMA for organizing these daily briefings, as well as Peggy Clark and Brian Rutledge with the Columbiana County Emergency Management Agency for working with FRA to bring this vehicle behind me here today. I also want to recognize the bipartisan group of senators, including Senators Brown and Vance of Ohio, who announced important legislation this morning to help advance rail safety and accountability, just as Secretary Buttigieg asked Congress to do. A lot of the specific parts of their bill stemmed from the three-part drive that the Secretary announced a little over a week ago to increase freight rail accountability and improve safety following the February 3rd Norfolk Southern derailment. I want to thank the FRA staff who were on the ground that first night and the team who were here supporting the National Transportation Safety Board investigation in the initial days. I fully recognize this derailment continues to upend daily lives. The needs of East Palestine and the rail safety needs of all communities is at the top of my mind. The U.S. Department of Transportation will continue to use our tools to hold Norfolk Southern accountable for the derailment and to improve freight rail safety across the country. Last Wednesday, alongside colleagues from the DOT's Pipelines and Hazardous Safety Materials Administration and others, I joined a planned inspection of the tank cars involved in the derailment. Secretary Buttigieg went to the derailment site and got an update on the investigation from the National Transportation Safety Board last Thursday. Department of Transportation continues to actively support the NTSB-led investigation of the derailment, and our work here in support of East Palestine continues as well. Today, with the help of specialized vehicles like the one behind me, FRA personnel are kicking off a nationwide focused inspections on routes that carry high hazard flammable trains and other trains carrying large volumes of hazardous materials. It's going to start right here in East Palestine. These inspections will use a combination of human inspection and technology combined. We need to keep our nation's railroads safe. Our focused inspections will be multifaceted. We will evaluate the conditions of track quality using our automated track inspection program, signal and train control infrastructure and systems, operating practices, dispatch and crew, mechanical equipment, including tank cars used to transport hazardous materials, and hazardous materials packaging and other aspects of compliance included in the Pipeline's Hazardous Materials Safety Administration guidelines. Taken together, these are critical components of maintaining a safe and reliable rail network for the people working on railroads and the many people that live near them. Today's initiative is complementary to FRA's existing regulatory inspection, oversight, and enforcement programs. And this focused effort will start, again, here in East Palestine and then expand to communities across the country. Working with the Pipelines Hazardous Materials Safety Administration, FRA is identifying and prioritizing the routes that carry hazardous materials using a combination of visual inspections and automated track inspection technology to assess rail infrastructure that detects potential safety concerns and prevents potential derailments. The initiatives make good on one of the key Department of Transportation actions in Secretary Buttigieg's three-part drive I mentioned earlier. In addition to the focused inspections prioritizing hazardous materials routes, FRA also issued a safety advisory just yesterday about hot-bearing wayside detectors. On Monday, Secretary Buttigieg called on the Class 1 railroads, including Norfolk Southern, to join FRA's close call reporting program. And more actions are coming on the way to advance DOT's #1 priority, safety. FRA will continue to use all tools and resources available to support the Secretary's three-part drive. We will continue to take steps to ensure the highest level of safety and so that no community experiences what the people of East Palestine are going through right now and have endured in the last several weeks. Again, we are grateful to the bipartisan group of senators for introducing new legislation today. We look forward to working with Congress to do more on this important issue. Before I turn it over to the EPA Regional Administrator and FEMA, I want to say thank you to our federal, local, and state partners on the ground and to all of you for doing your part to get out accurate and timely information. We look forward to the continued collaboration. We stand ready to be of further assistance to the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Bowes, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Deborah Shore, the Regional Administrator for US EPA Region 5. I'll start with a brief operational update. EPA has conducted 585 home re-entry screenings to date and continues air monitoring at 16 stations within the community. There have been no exceedances for residential air quality standards, and outdoor air quality remains normal. EPA is continuing to offer the air screening service to any resident within the evacuation zone who wants a screening. I encourage anyone who hasn't taken advantage of this service to get in touch with us. Tomorrow evening, Thursday, is our next public meeting and resource fair at the high school. From 6 until 9 p.m., we'll be holding a resource fair in the gymnasium to give folks a chance to talk one-on-one with staff from EPA, from HHS, from the Ohio EPA, and other agencies. At EPA's request and per EPA's order, Norfolk Southern will attend tomorrow's town hall. From 6:30 to 7:30, we'll provide a response update and a Q&A session in the auditorium. And out in the parking lot, we'll have the TAGA bus, so people will get a chance to take a closer look. I talked about this bus yesterday. It's the Trace Atmospheric Gas Analyzer Mobile Laboratory, which can conduct real-time air monitoring and sampling analyses during the removal of contaminated waste. Within hours after the derailment, EPA began conducting stationary and roaming air monitoring and sampling in the community. And now, as we transition to the longer-term remediation phase, EPA will also be using the TAGA bus, which will conduct real-time air monitoring and sampling analyses during waste removal. This means we don't have to send samples away for analysis. We can analyze them right here as we collect them. Yesterday we opened our Community Welcome Center at 25 North Market Street. We had a great turnout, and I know we've had many visitors today. This is a place where members of the community can meet with staff from EPA and other agencies to get their questions answered and to learn more about services available to support the community. We'll be open from 8 in the morning till 8 in the evening every day. Later this week, we'll be opening a new incident command